Good morning again. Namaste and Lakach Jayom Guru. Loving greetings to all of my dearly beloved brothers and sisters everywhere all around the world. And what it is we're getting together again today, as, well, always, God willing, of course, to share in our energy traffic report. We want to start our day by figuring out what is the energetic quality of this day so that we can harmonize with that and have a better, more peaceful, harmonious existence. So, well, we start by grabbing our galactic calendar and opening up to this fourth moon, the self-existing moon of form. And we see, well, that we're in this last week of this fourth moon, this fourth 28-day cycle. And again, this isn't about Monday, Wednesday, Friday. This is about this is a calendar that tells us the energetic quality for each day. And the day has a tone and a frequency that we blend together to see what is this energy and that we can harmonize with. So, well, we see that today we have this special symbol on our calendar here that's indicating that today is a galactic activation portal day, right? It's a special energy kind of day today where the energies are going to be a little bit more today. Kind of like on a full moon when the energy is more, right? And so whatever it is, it's going to be more. Right? So that's why we want to have our life in balance, to have more balance in our life. Right? That balance will be accentuated today and is always accentuated on galactic activation portal days. Right? So that's why when we're out of balance, these days might seem a little more heavy for us or more challenging. So that's because the imbalances are accentuated on these galactic activation portal days. Wherever we are, that's going to be accentuated. So with that, we want to then look at the tone and the frequency because that is the galactic signature of the day. We see the tone has the bar with the 4 dots. We know this is BOLON, right? BOLON, the solar tone of intention. Right? And today, BOLON, the solar tone of intention, is conjoining with Eek, white wind Eek. So we say white solar wind today when we say our galactic signature. So now that we know the tone and the frequency and that it is a galactic activation portal day, let's open our calendar. Let's get to the back of our calendar where we can see all the tones and frequencies clearly described for us and a uniform understanding and definition of the tone and the frequency for us to be able to see what our galactic signature is for today. We find the solar tone of intention, BOLON, on page 7 in our calendar. And we see that BOLON has 3 key words, the solar tone of intention. Of course, intention has to be one of the key words then. And then realize and pulse, right? We're realizing our intention and pulsing that intention out, right? To bring it into manifestation. And our quote, to help us understand the solar tone of intention. From the perception of multisensory human, right? Humans with multi-senses, right? Eyes, nose, taste, hearing, feeling, intuiting, the 6th sense, right? From the perception of multi-sensory human, the intention behind an action determines its effects. Every intention affects both us and others. And the effects of intention extend beyond the physical world. Right? We pulse our intentions out, and they go out in energetic rings, and it goes beyond the physical. Tone BOLON pulses the power of intention. Here we awaken to the realization of universal mind, which precedes and directs all manifestation of our physical world. We see the nonlinear emanations of consciousness which uphold this reality. We understand that information is perpetually sent and received by our biopsychic circuitry every minute, whether we are aware of the experience or not. As the ancients say, whatever you put your attention on grows stronger in your life. The solar tone of intention, BOLON, declares and challenges us to harness energy information by directing it. Right? Energy information, that means the energy isn't just dead, dumb energy. It has intelligent information for us, encoded in that energy. And pulsing is a way to amplify or communicate using mental, emotional, and spiritual energies united. Let's exercise our natural ability to be in telepathic contact. Right? If we can all do that, but if we don't practice and exercise that ability, then that ability will atrophy, fade away, in other words. Right? Right? If you don't use it, you lose it, right? If you don't lift those weights, you just get weaker. So we have to exercise our ability to be in telepathic contact with each other. We have to practice doing it. And it requires clarity, connection, and like our body's pulse, a steady streaming surge of energy. So realize your vast capacity to broadcast your truths, both subtly and physically. Right? We're very well adept in, telling people what to do and pushing people around and trying to make people do things. What we need to practice maybe a little bit more on is that more subtle way of just sending a thought, giving a loving suggestion with your mind, not your mouth. Right? That will help more than you realize. So that's the solar tone of intention, BOLON. Next, we're going to want to look at the solar frequency, the other half of our galactic signature. And we find Eek on the next page, page 9. And we see that Eek, white wind Eek, has 3 key words: communicates, spirit, and breath. Right? This is about communicating, right? Don't I need to use my breath to be able to talk and communicate with you? Yes, I do. So, our quote to help us understand this white wind Eek, our quote comes from Dennis Kucinich. He said, "Spirit merges with matter to sanctify the universe. Matter transcends to return to spirit." The interchangeability of matter and spirit means that the starlit magic of the outermost life of our universe becomes the soul light magic of the innermost life of ourself. Pretty profound words from an American politician, yes? Well, spirit, like breath, like the wind, is an invisible force, witnessed only by the elements it moves, right? You can't see the wind blowing, but you can see the leaves wiggling on the trees or the little papers dancing around on the ground, right? The leaves are not waving hello. The little pieces of paper are not doing a dance. The wind is blowing and moving them. That's the only way you'd know it was windy. Spirit, like breath, like wind, is a messenger of circulation, allowing fresh currents to move through our channels, invigorating and reorientating us. When we express as inspired, spirit moves through us freely. Our abilities and styles of communicating shape our reality and our relationships with others. Healthy exchange conveys ideas and feelings, inviting clarity, insight, and enhanced intimacy. Let ears be open so truths may be spoken, right? And what that means is some people are just not open to the truth. They're not open to hearing that, right? And so there's no point, right? If their ears are not open to hearing it, then there's no point in trying to convince them of anything. But if the ears are open to hearing it, those are the ones we should spend our time with. White wind also prompts us to commune with our personal spiritual realm and discover how we can transmit our inspiration from the unseen into the physical dimension to share our revelations and enthusiasm. Not to show off, but to share, right? Breath is the fuel of life. As the Native Americans teach us, through our breath, we are in relation with all of life, never separate from the great mystery. Not only does breath carry life force throughout our body and brains, it integrates our body, our mind-body-spirit connection, enlivening their inherent sacred alliance. Breath helps us to commune. Our breath helps us to calm down, right? You take a breath when you want to calm down, isn't it? When we're trying to center, right, what do? We take a cleansing breath. And breath also refines our responses, isn't it, right? You get upset and you think you're going to do something that, you probably shouldn't do. You take a deep breath. You rethink it through. Now maybe you're not going to respond in such a way. Breath is a powerful tool for eliminating stress and toxins, and overall has a profound effect on how we feel emotionally and physically, and and on the state of our mind, how our mind is, right? When we're breathing shallow, we're not getting enough life force to the brain. Then we're not acting so good, right? When we're doing that deeper breathing, conscious breathing, then we're feeling better. Physically and emotionally. The white wind eek advises, breathe consciously, breathe deeply. Communicate to convey your truth and create connection. Follow your spirit without hesitation, because spirit is so near that you can't see it. Right? No one sees spirit. But you can see what spirit does. You can feel the spirit. Right? But it's not something we can see with these two physical eyes. That's white wind eek. That's the second half of our galactic signature. Now that we've looked at these two parts of our galactic signature separately, let's set our galactic calendar aside and let's blend these two energies together in our Dream Spell Astrology Wisdom Workbook on page 21. Let's open up our workbook to page 21, where we see that today's galactic signature is kin, or day 21, right? I hope we're working with this workbook to help keep ourselves orientated. We should be coloring in here, where we see we've gone all the way through this first column and colored in every square each day, one by one. Now here we are up here at this second dark square in this second column now, and we're going to be working our way through 20 more energies over the next 20 days. So we're staying orientated, right? Kin number 21 today. And we call it we call it kin 22. My bad, I'm looking at the wrong page. Okay, so today's galactic, let's start this again. Today's galactic signature is kin 22, right? In our Zolkin cycle of 260 days. So we call it white solar wind. White wind eek today is conjoining with BOLON, right? The solar tone of intention on this galactic activation portal day. So today we say BOLON eek HUNAB ku. After harmonizing the galactic tone of integrity comes the mobilization of the solar tone of intention. White solar wind, BOLON eek HUNAB ku guides and teaches us to visualize our essential being by communicating the truth of who and what we are through the inspiration of breath, in order to willingly and intentionally mobilize in conjunction with the pulsing out of intelligent vibrational information. Pardon me. Oh, I got a tickle in my throat here. Breathing is the connection between body and mind. Intention is the power which precedes and supports all manifestation. White solar wind, BOLON eek HUNAB ku, reminds us to intentionally focus on the inspiration of breath, allowing the invisible current of spirit to fuel and vitalize our adventure of existence. As we determine our truest aspirations and truest motivations, we realize that the key to actualization is an intentional willingness to turn the wheels of reciprocity. Never underestimate the power of the role of focused intention in harnessing momentum. Let's soar, expand, and receive vitalization through the intentional inspiration of breath. White solar wind, BOLON, HUNAB encourages us to intentionally mobilize toward our truest aspirations in order to open doors of limitless possibilities. The cauldron of creation is inviting us to transmit our will and desires out into the greater web of existence, both mentally and physically, as we were talking about earlier. And then, after setting intentional conscious aim, white solar wind BOLON HUNAB asks us to surrender our control and release our attachments to future outcomes. Through this discernment, through this discernment, the natural synergy of endless reciprocal intelligent vibrational energies echo like a steady pulsing heartbeat, right? With that pulsing out of that energy with BOLON. That's BOLON HUNAB, the white solar wind. So now that we've seen what our galactic signature is for today, now we can do some drawing and coloring together. Easy solar frequency to draw. We make the square, we make a T. We're done. Pretty simple. We don't have to color it, it's white, right? And then we want to draw the bar with the dots, right? And they're white as well, because we're in a 13-day purifying wave spell. Next, we want to fill in our blanks together here and do our affirmation together. Our first blank is the kin number, right? It's kin number 22. And then we want to write in, how do we say this galactic signature in English? We say white solar wind. Then in the Mayan way of speaking, we would say BOLON HUNAB. Next, we're going to fill in the color and direction blank. It's white wind, so we put in white. White is associated with the north, so we say white north for the color. Pardon me. For the color and direction, white north. And underneath where it says color and direction, we want to write in the word purifies, because that's what's important about this white north energy that we want to remember. Then we're going to take a look at these three circles down here. We see the first circle is the lunar phase. We want to color in this circle to make it look like the moon. And since the moon is waning, and we want to write down the word waning over top of that circle, and color this circle in the way the moon looks. It's mostly colored in. Very sliver if you want to leave for the moon. It's almost the new moon. Next we see Galactic Activation Portal. Today is a Galactic Activation Portal day, so we want to do something in that circle. Next is Poco Votan Clear. Not today. So that brings us to our affirmation. I'll read through it one time. Remember to watch for those three key words: pulse, realize, and intention for the solar tone of intention, BOLON. Communicate breath and spirit for Eek, the white wind. And also remembering that today being a Galactic Activation Portal day, we're going to add in that one extra sentence, right? That I am the Galactic Activation Portal. Oh, my great wondrous Creator, enter me. So I'll read through it one time just to make sure we got it just right. Today I pulse in order to communicate realizing breath. I seal the input of spirit with the solar tone of intention. Today I am guided by the power of endlessness, and I am the galactic activation portal. Oh, my great and wondrous creator, source energy, enter me. So there we have our unique affirmation just for today's energies. Let's do it together 3 times. Today I pulse in order to communicate realizing breath. I seal the input of spirit with the solar tone of intention. Today I am guided by the power of endlessness. And I am the galactic activation portal. Oh, my great and wondrous creator, source energy, enter me. Today I pulse in order to communicate realizing breath. I seal the input of spirit with the solar tone of intention. Today I am guided by the power of endlessness. And I am the galactic activation portal. Oh, my great and wondrous creator, enter me. Today I pulse in order to communicate realizing breath. I seal the input of spirit with the solar tone of intention. Today I am guided by the power of endlessness. And I am the galactic activation portal. Oh, my great and wondrous creator, source energy, enter me. Namaste and Lakach Jayom Guru. There we have it. Another energy traffic check complete. We're just about ready to get on out there and take on the energies, the energy flow of today. We're just going to merge right in with it and be part of it today. We're going to watch for spirit in our life. You know, see the hand of God in your life. It's everywhere. Right? And, well, we like to wrap up with a little bit of wisdom from our guru to help us live a happier, more harmonious life. And, well, guru's talking about devotion now. And this quote from our guru comes from his sayings of Paramhansa Yogananda. And guru advises us, he says, get devotion. Remember the words of Christ when he said, God, you have hidden these things from the wise and prudent and have revealed them unto babes. Right? What Guru's saying here is we have to be devoted to God if we want to establish a relationship with our source, isn't it? It requires devotion. It's an essential thing on the spiritual path. That's why most of the people are struggling out there. A little weak in the devotion part. So our Guru's helping us for the next few days with some very gentle quotes on, well, how to have that devotion, to have a more, how can we say, a better relationship with our source. so that we'll have a better, happier life. That's why. Thank you all, my dearly beloved brothers and sisters. Thank you all. God bless us all. Namaste and Lakach Chayom Guru. Let's get on out there and have a great day. Get on out there and enjoy this day. Remember, this day was made for you. You were not made for this day. This world was made for you. Right? You were not made for this world. We'll see you next time. Bye now. Get a hold of me anytime if you like.